guys, what is going on? Red Master here, and welcome back to another Cards and Castles vid. Now today, it's been a while since we've done a hitting combos on this channel. It's certainly been a while. I think, what was it? It's got to be a couple months ago by now. I mean, didn't the last one we did was Doom Drakes, and that was before the Enchanted Grove launched. So it's certainly been a few months. But today, I'm bringing you guys another hidden combo, and this one is more primarily aimed towards the Dragon players out there, the Drake players. Since the Enchanted Grove launched, there's been a lot of people sort of overlooking or underlooking the dragons as a viable archetype, as a viable deck in the ladder. And while they have their reasons, which of course they are valid reasons why maybe they're not as strong as they once were, they're certainly not as weak as people take them out to be. They have a lot of cool, new, interesting features to them. And with that in mind, I think this deck today should bring out some of the best in dragons. Now, there are sort of two variations. I'll talk more about the variation towards the end of the video. I won't show the deck list for that variation, but I'll briefly explain upon it when we get there. But with that being said, let's just hop right in to the deck list for Discount Dragons. So here is the deck list for Discount Dragons. Now, as you can see here, there's a lot of things happening in the deck, so we're gonna try and break it up section by section, if you will. So, where to start? Well, how about what you're going to need to run the deck? Now, there's three main components here that really emphasize the Discount Dragon portion of this deck. And, of course, we got the Yenaroth and the Dremoth. These two are needed. I kind of want to say these are needed, despite the fact that these are legendaries. You're going to need these because these are going to be your prime targets for discounting. You're going to want to use a discount to bring out these guys fairly early, whether that be the 6 gold Yenaroth or the 9 gold Dremoth. And to make that happen, you're going to need Dragon Lore. Of course, the card that reduces all of your your next dragon, I should say, by 3 gold. So it's more than likely that you're going to be getting out Yenaroth, Dremoth, and even Aeroth if you're running Dragon Lore. It's just an amazing dragon spell right now. In addition to that, we do have a lot of draw factors to sort of bring these pieces into our hand, obviously. You've got Reinforce, a great Crusader draw. Divine Knowledge, I am running the Divine Tree in this deck. Only 2 though, because I don't want to fall behind. It's good though if you have the room to play it, just to draw those 2 cards. You've got Books, great Crusader draw. You've got the Shaman and the Search for Truth. So that's 5 sort of draw cards, each of, like I said, sort of being able to bring all of your combo pieces into your hand, or even maybe just simply, you need extra cards to reinforce your hand, you need cards to defend yourself. You can use these draw cards to bring any sort of materials that you need into your hand. We also have a lot of, well, not a lot of, but we do have Drakes in this deck. Drake/Dragons, I did sort of neglect to mention Aeroth with the Yenaroth, Dremoth, but we'll get to his purpose when we cover the Drakes. So we do have only 3 types of Drakes, and that's because these colors don't offer a lot when it comes to Drakes. You've got, of course, the Faithful Drake, the Ice Drake, and the Green Drake all maxed out because you're going to be needing these units to get powered up by the Dragon Temple. And that also goes to say that, Yenaroth and Dremoth will need the Temple buff as well to become a lot fiercer and a lot, scarier with the fact that they've been brought out early. And I do have Aeroth in this deck too, simply because it's an undervalued dragon card in my opinion. A lot of people seem to not like him at the moment because of his initiative of pushing all Drakes 3 spaces forward, and that's actually a very useful ability. It's great with positioning, as you can basically just position a Drake where you want, in a safe area that you need to be for next turn, and then push them with the arrow the following turn, or even not the same turn because you won't be able to move again, but the next turn you'll be able to move them with Aeroth, and now they're going to be even closer to your enemies, and you still have that movement to reach out and attack them. So Aeroth is great with positioning, and his stats at 3/6 being brought up by the Temple if you have it on the field to 4/7 isn't that bad either. That's essentially King Crab stats, but without the horizontal movement restriction. We also have a couple of spells in here. Not, regardless of the additional draw spells that I mentioned, we do have some other spells. We do have Dragon Search, a great dragon spell to bring in any additional Drake, giving it that temple buff from the hand. And like I said, it's any Drake, so this goes from Faithful Drake to Stone Drake. Do have Battle Ready, a great buff at +2/+2 to make sure that your early game stays alive, because you don't really have a lot, as you can see here. You have Scout, Ice Drake, Books, and the Drake. So you're going to be needing this Battle Ready to power up maybe a weaker unit so it can help you maintain some board control. You also have the Dragon Bolt. Only 2 copies of this one, just because I don't want, I found that when I was running it at 3, it was sort of clogging the hand, and I had no real way to use it. So it being at 2 is sort of a way that it can be useful, but I don't want to completely rely on it. I do run it for the discount more so than the Chain Lightning. The Chain Lightning is, of course, useful because I'm not expecting it simply at this early game, or at the early phases of the game when it comes out. But I do it more for the discount, so you can have even earlier dragons come out. 3 gold Yenaroth, 6 gold Dremoth, etc. And finally, for our spells, we do have Arbiter's Return. A nice, it's essentially, if you're not running a Arbiter's Return in a Crusader deck, you're kind of missing out. It's a great sort of heal to bring you back from a losing game. And that 4/5 that has the dramatic entrance ability. Essentially, you're getting 4 damage off anywhere, and in this day and age where a lot of things are around that 4/5 health era, stat line, Arbiter's Return can really just, in some cases, act as removal if you really needed to. So it's a great, all around, both for the heal and the removal. And finally, top it all off, we do have some additional units in the deck, not sort of relating to dragons or draw. And those 3 being Scout, Barbarian, and Yarm, simply to provide some extra power to the deck. When I was testing with an earlier draft, I felt like the deck wasn't really getting enough protection. It wasn't, didn't have enough of those beefy units. If I wasn't able to get the Temple out, the Drakes would kind of die easily, and I would be left with, not a lot of units to work with, kind of relying on those big dragons to sort of save my ass. So with Scout, Barbarian, and Yarm, they do provide a little extra muscle to make sure that you will survive overall. So that's the entire deck list. So I guess with that being said, we'll jump right into the match gameplay. All right, so here we have with the here we go with the first match, I should say. I don't know. Words get confusing. Overall, not a bad start. We have a lot of our early game units, so we should be able to do well. We're versing Druids. That's nice. I haven't seen a lot of Druids in my latter days recently, so that'd be nice. Nice change of pace there. Ooh, excellent. We got the first we got the sort of star piece, the Dragon Lord Dremoth for, I guess, several turns down the road. We're not going to be seeing this guy for a while. That's just a shame. But hey, got the Dremoth piece. So he passes turn 2. Ooh, okay. Here we could do something sneaky. Set up a Faithful Drake. We'll Dragon Bolt it next turn. So that way we can Dragon Bolt the Faithful Drake, and then from there we can probably, we'll see what happens. So he sets a trap down. Could be Might of the Minotaur, could be Seeds of Regrowth. Traps from these 2 factions are very dangerous. So we're just going to Dragon Bolt right away. And now Dremoth is down to 9. Won't use the Medallion of Bravery yet. I don't know why I said medallion. Medallions are same thing as medals, right? And you can see right now this is not a very prominent example of what you'd see in the early game, but okay, Centaur. Centaur. But normally you'd kind of be on the defensive for a few turns before you start playing your discounts and whatnot. So let's see. It's not a, what do you call it? Forgot the word. It's not an avalanche. Forgot the trap. Trap name. So we know that. So it's got to be some sort of buff. Either Adaptive armor, Might of the Minotaur, something along those lines. Ooh, Dragon Surge gets a free Ice Drake. Not gonna help him too much though. And we do have. Alright, so is he gonna trade with me? Okay, nope. Is he? Nope. Okay, so let's attack the Centaur. Okay, Might of the Minotaur. Really? Adaptive armor? Okay. It is an adaptive armor we play, so we're gonna play the Scout. And then, of course, our Dragon Lore, so that way we can play Dremoth next turn. Get a really aggressive turn 6 Dremoth out in the field. That should be fun. But he does have a good amount of cards in his hand. We know he has that free Ice Drake to play at any time, so that could be really useful to him. Okay, the Wolf. Not sure that's going to help him without an additional Beast. Yeah. Yeah, no. I guess, okay, the Drake does somewhat help, but we do have our Dremoth, which we'll play now. Get that really aggressive Dremoth play out in the field. Get him nice and worried. Now that he's dealing with a 9-12 on turn 7. He could have some answers for it. Freezing, obviously one of them. But he's got the Fenrir. Okay, and then he'll call it a turn. So we'll just do something a little different. We'll play our Barbarian. And then the Faithful Drake up here to put a little unit pressure on him. So now we're going to start filling up our fields a bit. We do have the Battle Ready in our hands, so we can also power up one of these guys and make a clear run. What I'm hoping to do is get the Barbarian to the castle. That's just a plan right now, to be honest. He's kind of keeping that Fenrir back to make it powered up enough to take out my guys. He's not really moving his units up, though, which is a problem. So we're going to try and push him a little bit here. We'll freeze our Barbarian, so we're going to probably lose that. We draw our free Ice Drake from the Search for Truth, which is nice. We still got this Fenrir that I'm somewhat worried about. I'm not going to worry with this Barbarian at all. He can't make a swordsman attack here. That's going to hurt all of my guys. He does have a... No, I think we should be okay. I think. He can't do anything with that Fenrir too much. He's keeping it back so much on the defensive. Oh, hey! Archdruid Leanna. You punk. Didn't even need the, Oh, boy. Okay. Alright, fatal mistake here. He's lining up all of his guys, which will be really nice for Yarum. Should have played him up above. So yeah, we'll just get a bunch of Do we only get that one? I think we only got the one. Okay, not a problem. Not a problem at all. In the meantime, we could probably do stuff with these drakes. We'll freeze you off. So there we go. His spirit links are down. We'll move Drymoth over here to avoid anything funny. Although he lost his Treon, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Really? Minotaur? Oh, well, there you go. The dangers of not working with the right positions, I think. Did I just say that correctly? No, I didn't. That Yarm is going to activate a lot of chain on retaliation if you're not careful. So, he made a mistake there. We'll take out the Elvish Archer Hunter. I forgot her name. I always forget a lot of names. I feel like that's like my thing. I forget a lot of names. Move up the Shaman, get some draw. We'll get the Green Drake. We'll place him out. Probably going to lose a bit of power thanks to the Faithful Drake being so far up. And yeah, we'll call it a turn. I'm not moving my Dremoth into any sort of positioning. Or not further up, I mean. Because I don't want these guys to start attacking it. The Swordsman especially, I kind of want to get rid of right off the bat. And the Minotaur is, it could weaken my guy severely, but he'll trade that with the Shaman, so we got no problem there. And what else? Forest Watcher. Not gonna kill the Drake. Can you do another one? Alright. He could. Alright, so we're getting some weird positionings here. Certainly get. I think that he might be fairly new to the game, but we'll try to let it slide, I guess. So we'll move. Well, actually, we'll reinforce first. See what we get from the draw. Dragon Temple. That's useful. We'll play the Dragon Temple. We'll play Aeroth. Now, here's that positioning I was talking about earlier. You see how far up we moved the Green Drake without actually moving it. So now, oh, I shouldn't have done that. You know what? We can do this. Battle ready. Forgot if we killed the Faithful Drake. Yeah, it doesn't matter. And we'll move our Dremoth up here. We'll move the Aeroth down here and call it a turn. At this point, he's got to surrender because there's not much he can do at this point. You see how much board control, how much board presence we have. And even if he does find a way to get rid of our guy, we still have cards like Arbiter's Return. Really has to get rid of the Green Drake, actually. Yeah, and then we can't threaten him any other way. But it's already over. We do have the Arbiter's Return. So yeah, we're just going to play it, pick up the win here, and call it a game. So overall, a very good game there, very good demonstration of the not only the cheap discounts, but the Aeroth pull, how effective that is. And you can just see by the end of the game here how much board control, how much of a presence we established on the field by having these buffs out and, you know, all sorts of crazy things. So definitely amazing deck, and I do recommend trying it out for yourself if you enjoyed the Dragon archetype, because I feel like they're underlooked right now, and the game you just saw, certainly they're not a weak archetype. They're still a very prominent one, and one that I feel like should be explored more as we continue to move further into the Enchanted Grove. That being said, guys, that's going to end today's video. Now, I did mention earlier in the beginning that there is or I do have a sort of Crusader Ninja variant of Discount Dragons. Not, I think, I mean, it's still pretty okay, but it's not, I think, as powerful as the blue yellow version. It does focus with Woten and First Strike, but I think the overall power you get from blue-yellow is somewhat stronger. If you guys want me to show the other version of it, the other variant, be sure to tell me in the comment section below. I might be able to make another, maybe a side, maybe not a hidden combos, but maybe like a separate deck video for the other variant. So, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to also leave a like, share with your friends, and maybe leave 2 comments down below if you guys, you know, what did you enjoy about this deck? Maybe if you have some sort of edits that you think would go better, be sure to tell me in the comment section. I read all the comments you guys leave me. They're much appreciated. And if, you know, you haven't hit that subscribe button while you're down there, go ahead and click that too. Show your support to the channel. Help it grow just by clicking that subscribe button. We're 317 subscribers at the moment, at the time of recording, so a big thank you to you guys for helping us, or for helping, you know, reach that 300 subscriber milestone, hopefully pushing up to 1,000 within, you know, however long it takes us. So, with that being said, guys, until next time, stay gaming.